What started as a failed business deal turned into a blood-pumping rivalry, and the weapon Ford unleashed was nothing short of revolutionary: the GT40. Before the British engineering, American muscle, and a lot of determination, this low-slung beast didn't just compete, it rewrote the rules of endurance racing. Before we zoom off, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. And with a legacy built at 200 miles an hour, this is the tale of the Ford GT. Enzo Ferrari and his cars had turned Le Mans into their playground, winning year after year. Ford saw a shortcut to glory by attempting to buy Ferrari outright. Negotiations went far enough that Ford lawyers were sitting at Ferrari's headquarters in Maranello, ready to sign. But Enzo Ferrari, ever the perfectionist, backed out at the last moment, refusing to give up control of his racing program. If he couldn't buy Ferrari, he'd beat them on their turf and at their own game. To make it happen, Ford needed help from the best minds in racing. The company turned to Eric Broadley, the founder of Lola Cars, a small but brilliant British manufacturer known for its advanced designs. Broadley had recently built the Lola MK6 GT, a sleek race car that became the foundation for the GT40. Ford took Broadley's design, combined it with the expertise of British engineer John Wyer and American innovator Ron Lunn, and set up shop in a facility outside London to develop the car. The earliest prototypes were rough around the edges, but the car was designed to be as low and aerodynamic as possible, with a height of just 40 inches, hence the name GT40. The GT stood for Gran Turismo, a term used for high-performance touring cars. At first, the GT40 struggled to live up to its potential. Early races were plagued by mechanical failures, and Ferrari remained dominant. The story of the Ford GT starts with the Mark I. Introduced in 1964 as the first fully functional version of the GT40, powered by a 4.2-liter V8 engine, later upgraded to the 4.7 V8, the Mark I showed promise but had some reliability issues like its Achilles heel, with frequent engine and gearbox failures cutting its runs short. The Mark II, launched in 1966, performed better than its predecessor. Ford fitted the GT with a massive 7-liter big block V8 engine, giving it the power to match Ferrari's best. Along with the larger engine came a reinforced chassis and an upgraded gearbox, designed to handle the car's strength over long distances. The Mark II swept the endurance racing scene, claiming victories at Daytona and Sebring before making history in the 1966 Le Mans. That race saw Ford achieve a dramatic 1-2-3 finish, dethroning Ferrari. Building on this success, Ford introduced the Mark IV in 1967. This version featured a lightweight honeycomb aluminum chassis, reducing weight while maintaining strength. Aerodynamics were also redefined, a direct response to lessons learned from the tragic loss of Ken Miles, one of the car's key drivers during testing. Despite the tragedy, the Mark IV delivered stunning results with the 1967 Le Mans. Drivers Danny Gurry and A.J. Foyt piloted the Mark IV to victory. As racing regulations evolved, so did the GT40. The Mirage variants emerged in the late 1960s, spearheaded by John Wyer and his team. It was during this era that the car adopted its iconic Gulf oil livery, light blue with orange accents. The Mirage variants achieved back-to-back wins in Le Mans in 1968 and 1969, a feat that capped off the GT40's golden era. Aerodynamics played an important role in the GT40's success. Engineers paid attention to airflow, ensuring the car remained stable even at the blistering speeds of Le Mans' Mulsanne Straight. Innovations like adjustable spoilers and redesigned nose helped improve downforce and stability, giving the drivers the confidence they needed to go as fast as possible. At the heart of the GT40's success were two figures, Ken Miles and Carroll Shelby. Both were instrumental in refining the GT40 and making it the winning machine it became. Ken Miles, a talented driver and engineer, alongside Carroll Shelby, kept pushing Ford to continuously improve and adapt to the challenges of endurance racing. Miles was a perfectionist, known for his unyielding pursuit of excellence, which made him the perfect fit for the GT40's development. Their story was portrayed in the film Ford vs. Ferrari, where their contributions to the GT40's legacy were highlighted. After years of dominating the track, Ford turned its attention to creating a version of the GT40 that could be driven on the road. The Mark III was built with practicality in mind, offering features that were essential for everyday use. One of the most notable challenges was the taller nose, which was redesigned to improve visibility for drivers on the road. The Mark III also included luggage space, adding practicality and making it a more usable option for the enthusiasts who wanted a road car with a performance pedigree of a racing machine. In addition to these changes, the Mark III also had a center-mounted shifter lever, but while these changes made the car more road-friendly, they also came with challenges. Adapting a race car to meet road legal requirements meant making adjustments that could sometimes affect the performance. Ford had to find a balance between the Mark III's racing DNA and its new role as a street car. Despite these challenges, the Mark III became a rare and coveted version of the GT40. Only about 7 units were ever produced, making it one of the most exclusive and collectible cars in the world. In the early 2000s, Ford made a bold move to revive the GT40 spirit with the introduction of the Ford GT. This new version paid tribute to the iconic 60s car, capturing the essence of its design while bringing it into the modern era. The sleek, low-profile, wide stance, and aggressive lines were all reminiscent of the early GT40. However, due to trademark issues with the GT40 name, Ford simply called it the Ford GT. This new model didn't just look like the original, it was a modern reimagining updated to the latest technology and performance capabilities to match the demands of the 21st century. The 2000s Ford GT featured a supercharged 5.4-liter V8 engine, producing more than 550 horsepower. The car's design incorporated cutting-edge materials, including lightweight aluminum and carbon fiber, making it both fast and agile, much like the original GT40, but with the added benefit of modern engineering and safety features. Despite being a road car, the 2000s Ford GT was influenced by the racing heritage of the GT40, with every detail from its aerodynamics to its chassis refined for speed. As we move to the latest Ford GT models, Ford continues to honor the legacy of the GT40, but now with even more advanced technology. The newest iteration, which debuted in 2017, featured a 3.5-liter EcoBoost V6 engine that produces over 650 horsepower. This version also introduces cutting-edge hybrid technology and active aerodynamics, enhancing both speed and handling. The carbon fiber monocoque and advanced suspension systems are a far cry from the simpler designs of the 1960s, yet they share the same goal: to create a car that performs at the highest levels, just as the GT40 did at Le Mans. Today, the legacy of the 1960s GT40 is preserved and celebrated in several ways. Iconic models can be found in museums like the Henry Ford Museum in the Revs Institute, where visitors can get a closer look at the legendary machines. If you like this video, don't forget to subscribe and like the video so you don't miss out on your favorite Steel Rides.